What's going on, guys? Klutch here. We're looking today at the new Factories mod, the Global Companies mod for Farming Simulator 19. Now, we had a chance to take a brief look at these the other day when they were first released, just to kind of look at what they did. But we didn't get a chance to really dive in and use them, so today, that's what we're doing. We're going to use each one of these, and we have one extra one here we'll talk about in a second as well. But guys, that's about it. Let's dive in and take a look at these factories, alright? Let's pitter-patter.
Klutch Simulations.
Alright, so this mod came with, well, three different factories, and we got one extra one now. So the BGA, the BeetBeater, and Grimme with BGA, that's this one right here in front of us. That's the big one. Over beside here on my right is the Fermenting Silo. So this one makes silage. In behind over here, don't mind my running, is the SeedMaker. And last of all, this one here is new and it was released just for PC. This here, guys, this one here is a pig food maker. And yeah, so it's very similar, but it was just released just afterwards, not in the mod hub. So I'll make sure I leave a link in the description below for that if you guys are interested in this one here. There you go, pig food maker, perfect. So one of the interesting things about this mod, well, there's quite a few, but whenever you approach the device you're looking at, it gives you a little menu in the bottom right on what you have for input and output for each of the different types of things. So it's kind of easy to tell what needs to go into what location. This one here never shows for me. And that there should be the slurry. That's hilarious. Last one over here is the digestate. Anyways, so let's start with this BGA, guys, because this one here, well, it's the only one that will make us money. So what this does, you put in sugar beets in here. You put in, what is it over here? Yeah, silage. Silage into this one, and a slurry over into this one over here. And what you get out, well, you can get some digestate out, which we have 24,000 liters already, as well as some income. So we're going to slowly start throwing stuff in there, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so nothing about this auger wagon is realistic, but don't worry about that. So we got sugar beets in here for now. And that's going to go into this big red bin. Now you could use, obviously a front end loader is kind of what they're expecting you to use. Also the Homer pack I believe has something that will work in this kind of device as well. There you go, you can see we're loading up. I hope we got enough to fill it. There we go, we are absolutely full. And you can see I was actually complaining that there's no marker on this one that tells you what you got. Well, you got two of them. You got one right there, 20,000, and you've got one all right down there as well. And next up we're going to be adding some silage. And you can see on the screen there, it's going up. It'll go up to about 40,000, I think is what this one's rated for. So 20 and 40,000. There we go. She is full and good to go there. And last of all, we're going to deliver our slurry. I've got a full slurry tank here. Just back it in to load the spot. And there you go. You're going to see that's going to fill up. Perfect. So now with this all happening, we should have things kind of moving around a bit now. So if we run across over here to the silage, I can't see it. Come on, get up there. There we go. So, oh, you know what? We can look at that. But you can see the silage number is down to 38,000 from 40, so it's used up a little bit of silage. We should be able to get the, there it is. Where is that? There, you can see the inputs and outputs. So digestate is at only 14%, so we still have more to go in there. And then we move over to our sugar beets. They're starting to move as well, down to 18,499. So it's going to start happening as well. Very cool. This is all animated too, which is kind of neat. You can see all the sugar beets kind of falling down and below and going up inside to the BGA there. Now if I run around the back here, we can go here and fill up with digestate, of course. But as well, this is going to give us income every hour. Now it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. We'll take a look back here in a second. But the income we're going to get off this isn't, it's okay, it's something, but I don't know if I'd waste too much time on that quite yet. So obviously, this is a fairly big placeable. Now, how would you look at this and find information out on this if you're not actually at it, if it was placed away from your farm? Well, that's one of the other nice things about this. There is a menu system that's built into this mod as well. And the default keys for that is left control and the G key, and that's going to bring up your menu. So here you can see every single one of your companies that you have access to. You also have a warning screen here that tells you some information on some of the mods if there's a problem. I've got an invalid mod right now. But anyways, so there's some information here for you. As well, you have settings for active extend placeables. Interesting. Okay, I'm not sure what this is yet. That's some news to me. So you have some options here as well that you can activate on, like Course Helper, show up object info, that kind of stuff. But now we can go back into our BGA. And you can see here, here's the BGA with Grimme BeetBeater. We have, now, one of the nice things, you can rename it. So I affectionately named ours, well, the Stink Station. That only makes sense, I think. If we go into our menu, now we can see each of the different products that are being processed at this plant. So you got your beets. There you go. So we currently have 18,499. The silage and the slurry all the same. Not bad. That's very cool. Now, you'll notice here that the slurry is only at 8% by comparison to everything else is up in the 90s. What if we wanted to add something to the slurry just to kind of keep this thing going? Well, there's a solution to that as well. Without even having to go there, we can just click on the slurry, and here we can buy slurry and add it directly to it. So I could say, you know what, I just need to get by with 2,000 more liters for now. That should be enough to tide me over, and so I can keep producing while I'm not there. Hit space. It's going to tell me it's going to cost me $2,500 or $2,600, and there it goes. Boom, now we're up to 10,000 liters already. Now that goes for absolutely everything in here. You could buy silage, you could buy beets. I think you can even buy the... No, you can't buy the digestate. I thought you could for some reason. So that's kind of interesting. You can just go and buy whatever you want, and it'll make it for you inside there. Now as well, you can stop the product. So if you don't want it to work anymore, it'll turn it off. Start it back up. It's usually on auto if it's not running. So for instance, if we go to our SeedMaker, which I don't believe is running right now. Here we go. It's on auto. We can just set it to off. There we go. It's on off now. On. There we go. So auto on. Anyways, so that's yeah, the basics of the menu. Now, so let's quickly go over to, well, the Fermenting Silo, which we're kind of standing in front of right now. Right over here. So let's try this one out while we're at it. So this here is the Fermenting Silo. And what this does is it just makes silage. That's all there is to it. Pretty straightforward. So you dump your grass or straw in here. Grass? I think it's just grass or hay, I should say. I think it does it with both. Let me just double check. We can go in and see what it says here. I can't remember if it'll do it with both or not. It just says, there we go, chaff or grass. Okay, never mind. I thought for some reason it said hay would work as well. But instead of going in and dumping it in there, we could just say, let's put in 5,000 liters. Gives us a cost. Boom. 5,000 liters. Back. And now there is 5,000 liters automatically inside this device. And it's starting to produce it. We got 6,000 liters of silage ready to go. It does, I believe, 1,000 liters per hour. I think that's what the number is on this one. You can kind of see it's kind of down there. I think it's 1,000 liters per hour that this will make. But that does not give you any profit. It just gives you silage. And now for the SeedMaker, which I kind of find to be the most interesting, to be perfectly honest. So from here, you're going to put in, I believe, wheat, barley, or oats. We'll go into here. You'll see this will fill right on up now. And this one's nice because as soon as it gets fired up, you get the orange light that starts to flash. That's cool. Can I drop this off now? You can leave that there. So we've got 45,000 liters of, I believe it's wheat I put in there. In the front tank, I do have some herbicide. Now you've got all sorts of boxes that kind of tell you kind of where you want this. So you want to put it right out in the middle here. And this is where you want it to load up. And from here, I'm just going to dump this off and empty this out. Which one is it on this one here? There we go. And unfortunately, I missed. Looks like, yeah, I did too. So we're just going to grab it and put it over there. There we go. You can see it's going up. The herbicide's going up now. Perfect. Now, this, just like everything else, I think it's 1,000 liters per hour. This is what it's going to make. So let's go take a look in the menu at this one quickly. Now I should mention as well, to bring up the menu with the left control and G, you will need to be outside of a vehicle and walking. You can't be inside of a vehicle and bring this menu up. Just be aware of that. Now if we go to our menu, there you go, 1,000 liters per hour. That's how many seeds it's going to develop. So also with this, so you can see right now we have 399. That's the current output of seeds, just shy of 400. So we could put that into our auger wagon right here. That's an option. Or, once we get enough, we can have it create pallets, like I've done over here. And that's what this last big box is over here. This is for the pallets that you create. So we'll let time go by quickly, and then we'll see what those pallets look like or how to do that. So we've got 2,233. So like I said, we could use this this auger right here and fill up, well, that auger wagon if we wanted to with seeds using this here square area. Or we could also go back into our company menu, go to our SeedMaker, and you can see here we've got 2,000 liters, like I said. Once again, we need to add here, so spawn 2 pallets, maximum, and spawn, boom. Now you've got 2 pallets of seed that has spawned. Kind of a cool little mod. And last of all, it's the pig food maker, guys. Now, pig food is obviously a little bit more intensive than the rest of the stuff we've done here. So there's a couple other mods that do very similar things with pig food. So this will obviously take the 3 base products you need for it and pump out one product, which is the pig food, which we have 1,666 liters of currently waiting to be unloaded. So in order to get this, you'll need these 3 products. Now, a protein, an individual fruit, and a cereal. So that's somewhat self-explanatory, but for a cereal, you're looking your wheat, your oats, and barley, I believe. The fruit is a potato or your sugar beet, and the protein, I believe, is your canola or sunflower. So that should be all 3 of them. Let's just go take a look in the menu, and you know what? We're going to add some. What is it here? Is it the fruit we're missing? So it looks like we need to add some more potatoes or sugar beets. So once again, in the menu, you're going to see, well, right now we're disabled because, well, we're out of one of the types of fruit. Everything else has a little bit, so we're just going to add a little bit of cereal to this. Just see if we can make sure it doesn't run out right away. So it's 6,000 liters. We'll leave that alone. Let's add a protein, so soybeans or sunflowers. I had it backwards. So wheat, barley, oats, soybeans, sunflowers, sugar beets, potatoes, or corn. I knew there was something else I was missing. So we'll grab a couple more 1,000 liters of our protein. Boom. And last of all, the individual fruits. So this is potatoes, sugar beets, corn. We're going to buy a bunch of those. And now it automatically turns on. You heard it fire up right there. It's got 6% of is the lowest. No, 3% is still the lowest for the fruit. We only have 1,600 liters. This is going to start creating 10,000 liters of pig food per hour. You can see over here. And now all of our markers are all displaying the correct amounts, and it's making it over there. So it does exactly what you think. Makes it kind of simple in order to feed your pigs and make some pig food without having to feed each one individually. Now, selling the pig food, that's going to be the interesting part. Does that happen? That might be an interesting way of making some money. So there you have it, guys. There's your in-depth look at the new factories mod for Farming Simulator 19. The global companies. We'll see where this goes in the future. In fact, one more thing we can quickly show you here is you can see in the bottom right in blue it says farmland object and gray is placeable object. I think that might be a little bit of foreshadowing as to something we may see in the future. Any guesses? Leave them down in the comments, guys. I'd like to hear back what you guys think we may see as far as farmland objects. Could be interesting. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us today. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you guys next time. This is Klutch. Over and out.